ECOWAS leaders extend stabilization forces mandate in Gambia by another 6 months. Clashes continue at rally in Haiti after killing of lawyer. Zimbabwe marks muted first anniversary of Mugambe's death. News desk starts now with Julden Jai Suare. It's 9 a.m. in Washington, D.C., 1300 hours GMT here in the Gambia, where Gambian President Adama Barrow just arrived from the 57th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Head of States and Government at the Nigerian capital, Niamey, where the regional bloc extends the mandate of the peacekeeping troops in the Gambia by another 6 months. The extension comes back at a request by a Gambian leader who said his country's democracy is fragile and needed protection. Amadou Kante has more of that in this report.
At the close of the 57th ECOWAS Ordinary Session in the Nigerian capital Niamey, leaders of the sub-regional bloc welcomed the political reforms undertaken by the Gambia government with a view to stabilizing the country. The authority of the ECOWAS Head of States and Government stated in a communique that it has decided to extend for 6 months the mandate of the ECOWAS mission in the Gambia in order to enable it to provide support to the reform of the security sector. Leaders also agreed to a gradual transformation of ECOMIC into a police mission. Meanwhile, on the political situation in the region, the summit reaffirms its determination to ensure a rapid return to constitutional order in Mali with a political transition led by a civilian president and a civilian prime minister for 2 years. The summit also requests that the president and the prime minister of the transition, both civilians, be appointed no later than September 15, 2020. On Guinea-Bissau, West African leaders welcomed the progress made with regards to the functioning of institutions, in particular the National Assembly and the government. While the bloc extends the mandate of its peacekeeping mission in the Gambia, it has decided to withdraw the ECOWAS mission in Guinea-Bissau. Leaders also reaffirmed their commitment to support the government of Guinea-Bissau in its constitutional and security sector reform. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.
From that ECOWAS report, now we move on to another issue, because on Sunday, a truck accidentally side-slipped while in the process of boarding a ferry at the Banjul terminal. A truck destined for the northern Senegal had its chested side-slipped, which saw goods overboard into the sea, disrupting services for more than 1 hour. Gambia Ports Authority Ferry Service Department is launching an investigation into Sunday's incident. Joining us on the line is the president of the Gambia Transport Union, Omar Sise. Mr. Sise, thanks for joining us. Mr. Sise? Mr. Sise, if you're on the line, good afternoon. Mr. Sise, yes. Well, we apologize for that. It seems like Mr. Sise is unreachable at the moment. The Gambia has on Tuesday recorded 79 new cases, taking the total number of confirmed cases to 3,275. The ages of the new cases are between 0 to 73, with 100 new recoveries. The country currently has 1,424 recoveries from the virus, whereas 38 people were newly taken into quarantine. 45 discharges were made, according to the Ministry of Health. The Gambia currently has 1,752 active cases, 0 deaths, and 122 people into quarantine, and 399 probable cases. The total number of deaths remains at 99. Now, with that COVID-19 update, will take us to our first break. When we come back, the news text continues. To stay tuned. Welcome back, and now to the rest of our stories. We will bring our earlier story on the Sunday incident because a truck accidentally side-slipped while in the process of boarding a ferry at the Banjul ferry terminal. A truck destined for northern Senegal had its chassis side-slipped, which saw goods fall overboard into the sea, disrupting ferry services for more than 1 hour. Gambia Ports Authority Service Department is launching an investigation into Sunday's incident. Joining us on the line is the president of the Gambia Transport Union, Omar Cisse. Mr. Cisse, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mrs. Jude.
Mr. Cisse, good afternoon,
Yes,
and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you are welcome, Mr. Jude.
Yeah, yesterday you told our reporter that the incident may be caused as a result of the nature of the ramp at the Banjul ferry terminal. Would you know if there is any update on the cause of the incident?
No, not yet, because we understand the police are on the investigation as of now. I wrote to IGP so that we can have a final police report on this matter so that we can know as far as they are expert in that area.
So do you know how soon we are expecting this investigation?
For me, I think before end of this week, we will know what is the cause of the accident.
Okay, would you also tell us if you know of any lives that were lost during the course of the accident?
Yeah, yesterday we confirmed one of boys named Baba Sedi is part of the people who are helping these people so that they can take this good from the sea. Yesterday we found the dead body. They confirm is part of the people who are helping. But as of now, we received a casualty. Baba Sedi, 20 years old boy.
Okay, so what do you really think needs to be done to avoid the reoccurrence of incidents like this one?
For me, I think as far as GPA is concerned, as of now, they need to be, rapid their speed to see how to recover, how to rehabilitate this terminal issue. Because we are used to receive this type of accident in the ferry. I think it's very important to double up their efforts so that they can repair these ramps before you're going to bring a lot of casualties. Because since over years now, we are receiving accidents. We understand due to COVID-19, that's why they cannot continue their operation. But as of now, it's a concern for everybody to see how to rehabilitate this ramp so that we can continue our normal movement. Because most of our vehicles now used to travel to Trans-Gambia Highway, to Trans-Gambia Bridge.
Okay, about the ramp issue, have you been contacting the government or engaging them on making sure that it is really addressed? Because you did mention that it is the cause of many accidents at the ferry service.
Yeah, we did this. I mean, we understand government will come with some recommendation or some implementation plans because they are planning after the Tobaski last month. They need to stop the operation so that they can, repair these ramps. But due to COVID, according to them, due to COVID-19, that's why the experts cannot arrive this country. That's why they have that delays. But still, I know they are doing. We are engaging with them so that we all know we are in traffic ban from some other countries. But we believe maybe as soon as possible they will go back to their operation so that they can repair this ramp so that we can continue our daily movement. But right now it's bringing a lot of challenges, a lot of concern in the transport sector as of now.
Omar Cisse, President of the Gambia Transport Union, thank you for speaking to us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hundreds of protesters took to the street on Monday to denounce the killing of the head of the Bar Association on Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti. Tensions escalated between the riot police, agents of the National Police Security Unit, and protesters as clash broke out with protesters over the killing of the prominent lawyer. Fatou Fati has more of that in this report.
Protesters set tires on fire and threw projectiles, while police responded by firing tear gas to disperse crowds that gathered at Port-au-Prince on Monday to denounce the killing of Montferrel Duval. Duval, who advocated for a new constitution, was shot dead at his home on August 28 in what police said was a planned assassination. No one has taken responsibility for the killing of Duval, the head of the Bar Association in Port-au-Prince, Haiti's capital, and no one has been arrested so far in connection with the crime. The North American country, with a population of 11 million people, has been facing a fuel crisis and has been on lockdown for March 2019. This has sparked a large humanitarian threat amid protests, violence, hunger, and a lack of access for humanitarian organizations. Haiti has faced a number of disasters, including the ongoing effects of hurricanes Thomas and Matthew, the 2010 earthquake, and a severe drought that has further compromised the country's water resources. iAfrica TV, Fatmata Fati.
Our Fatoumata Fati there. Now, September 6 marks the first year anniversary of the death of former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, who died of cancer at a hospital in Singapore. Let's have more of that in this report.
After 37 years in power, Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe's founding leader and liberation struggle hero, left a lasting impression on many.
Zimbabwe will never be a colony again.
It's not just his oratory skills that are cherished.
He was committed to empowering the black majority. He gave us land and ushered in the indigenization program.
He wanted to follow through on what he had fought for during the war, and he tried to uplift the people. Unfortunately, things did not go as he had planned in the end.
It's because of the mixed fortunes of his latter years that opinion is divided.
His stature is unmatched. We will never have another hero bigger than him. Unfortunately, something happened to him over the years, and he ended up destroying the future of many young people because of his economic policies.
He was a man in heart.
Mugabe's ouster in 2017 soured relations with his former lieutenants right up to his death. Mugabe was unanimously declared a national hero, and construction work had even begun for a mausoleum at the National Hero Shrine for him. However, his body is not interred there. A public tussle between the family and government played out in the days following his death. Ultimately, Mugabe's wishes prevailed. A private burial at his rural home in Jimba.
The anniversary of the Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe will take us to the end of the news text here in this afternoon. But for more of these and others, join my colleague Amadou Kante at 17:30 GMT. Many thanks for the pleasure of your company and do have a nice day. Once again, I am Julden Yasware. Bye-bye.
kaas pawa bi jeex na depuis démba xettali ma rek ni jaay nga jëndal ma kaas pawa balaa yére yi di wow dama passé
fii amoo fi benn xaalis